How do you not take it personally? How do you navigate the emotions? How do you recognize that this person is frustrated? They're hurting. They have fear. They have uncertainty. They have doubt. Like they're having a human emotional experience.
The team wants scripts. They're just afraid to ask for them. Let's just be honest. They want to know what to say. They're afraid to tell you they want it.
All right. I know that none of our listeners ever have clients who have complaints ever.
No.
No, I'm not going to help.
There's no issues. There's no problems. It's just insurance, and it's a smooth sailing ship that never hits a bump or a rough wave.
Ever. However, if every now and again somebody hasn't taken their medication or is hangry, which can happen, right?
I'm getting angry, but I can hold on.
Okay, you can hold on. Then we need to think about what we do. And so I want to share what in my personal life, like the world's greatest turnaround from a customer experience, because I think you can take so much out of this from an insurance perspective.
Okay.
So me and my friends at Verizon sort of have a little bit of a hate relationship. But like around me, it's the best cell phone service, the Wi-Fi. So there's like this whole ecosystem that's almost impossible. But I get very frustrated. So sometimes I have to call customer support. And I think I am coded now to go to the super secret ninja team because I am such a pain to them. And I bring up things like, why do I get a postcard offering me cheaper internet than I already have? And I've been your customer. And I get very snooty about like dumb stuff. Well, it doesn't make any sense. Like, scrub the list. We're in 2025, okay? AI could tell you if she's a customer, don't send her an offer that's better than what she's currently paying. Like, that won't piss me off. Anywho, I got on the phone with this woman and she let me vent. And then she goes, wow, I could see how frustrating that really is. You know, part of my job is working with people who have these frustrations. And I have to say, I love helping people fix some of the things that we might not do great things. We might not be giving you the service you desire or that you expect. I forget what she said. Mm-hmm. And she was very like, so I'm going to help you today. She goes, I'm going to ask you to hit the button on your router. And I was like, 15 times. I'm not doing like, she's like, would you just do it one more time for me? Because, you call them and then you hit the stupid button on your router.
And it worked.
And it works. And I'm like, why can't that happen without you?
Because I put the good karma out there. I put the good internet juju.
Yeah. And then she was like, listen, I know it's just, sometimes that's just the way the world works. I wish I could tell you I had some secret dashboard here that I was doing something on my end, but sometimes you hit it too many times and it might just jam everything up. And I was like, I might have done that. She's like, you're not alone. You're not alone. But I'm so glad you called me today so that we got it, figured out and that you can have a better experience with us. And I was like, she was so calm. She was so cool. And I now am obsessed with people that are calming. Like,
yeah.
Like people who have that like calming nature and they're just like Zen. And I kind of always wonder, are they high? Like, because I'm pretty high strung. So I'm like, how do you live? Like, it seems so like enlightened.
Because at the end of the day, she has zero to give about your situation. She's just getting paid to do her job and be good at it.
Yeah, this is true. This is also true. She must have looked at my account and been like,
drama along my mind.
Yeah, she must have looked at my account and been like, give me a problem to solve, okay? So that's my favorite. And I just always tell that story because I think about like, you're in Verizon, like how many people are tearing you apart? Like you're in a call center. You're not even at like a local independent agency that has all these people who do care about them. Like you're literally a 1-800 number at Verizon. Like, so if you think your job's hard, like it could go to another depth of hell if you wanted it to be.
Absolutely.
And then I also think about the lovely people at Delta. And yes, I have a lot of status, so I think I get a different experience, but they're like the whole grid could be shutting down and they're like, you're my number one priority. And I'm like, thank you. Can I get home? Sometimes they tell me not today, honey. But we're going to try again tomorrow. I'm just laughing because Stephen and I were trapped in Iowa for 2 days. I was trapped for 2 days. You were trapped for one.
I was only trapped for one.
Trying to get home. I kept trying.
The planes kept breaking. There was just something about the solar flares and the tires in Iowa that
Couldn't
were
get
working.
home. I had to stay 2 extra days, but I got home
Yes.
eventually. But it's a good example for you.
I think that one of the things I really appreciate is when somebody just kind of acknowledges my struggle and is like, I'm going to take this off your plate and help you get it solved.
Okay.
I also have to remember that, like, we went to dinner. It was actually last night. We went to dinner last night and we're with my mom and dad. And that's always a special treat
Mhm.
to deal with that in public for hours. And there was a couple
Did
that
you
was
feel the
fighting.
jams?
There was a couple that was fighting a couple tables down from us. We were sitting in the Mexican restaurant bar and they might have had too many margaritas.
That never
And they were
happened in my relationship.
and they were like getting heated with each other. And the waitress comes over, she goes, is there anything else? She went to the margarita and he goes, does she look like she needs another margarita?
Oh,
And she was like, does he look like he needs another margarita? And the waitress was like, well, I'm unsure. That's why I asked. We just try to make sure it's a great experience for everybody. But if you're done, I'll go ahead and clear your table. And she literally just starts picking up things and walking away. She goes, I'll have your bill for you in just a moment. And I was like, she just handled this like a baller. Like they both started looking at each other like, what just happened?
yeah.
She was just like, awesome. Okay, well, since you're both done, I'll go ahead and clear your table and bring your bill.
Oh,
And then they were both like, oh, well, I guess we better take this outside after we pay the bill because now they're not giving us anything else because we just called each other out. And she was like, okay, great. And I was like, I love you right now. And I actually handed her a 20 and I was like, you are one of my favorites of all time. And she's like, thank you.
oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
But I mean, I think
Good.
in insurance too, people come in hot, people come in struggling. And if you're just there to listen and solve, like I feel like I've done insurance for a long time. People would get very upset and mad. I'd be like, hey, I've done this for a hot minute now. If you got a problem that I can't figure out, I'm gonna actually send you a gift card because this is amazing. And we're both gonna learn something new today. And they'd be like, what? And I'm like, we're setting them up for success. We're saying, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna solve it. I just need a little bit more information from you.
Yeah. I know it's interesting to me because I think, dealing with upset people to me is such a skill. Like it's such a skill. It's such like okay, how are we going to do this? How do you not take it personally? How do you navigate the emotions? How do you recognize that this person is frustrated? They're hurting. They have fear, they have uncertainty, they have doubt. Like they're having a human emotional experience. And I think, there's like a range of how we handle it in insurance. There's some people who turn into like super softies, like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's not helpful, right? Like I
No,
need to be very clear that
we didn't look
apologizing.
like we're part of the problem because we're apologizing for the situation.
Right. And then we seem like these big softy ball of okay, so well, what's the plan? I'm gonna find out. Like they freak, but they're very empathetic, but almost like sympathetic, not empathetic, right? Like,
Correct.
and there's a big difference between sympathy and empathy. And then there's other people who are like, oh no, you didn't just say that to me, and they become like just not.
They're gonna rage right back at the person. They're gonna match the level the person's at, if not getting higher.
And then like there's like variations in the middle that are like inconsistent, right? And I think every agency needs this like strategy. And like think about it, your team deals with upset people, and how many of you have role played it, trained on it, given people scripts? And that's where like my head's at the end of this year, guys. Like hard market is starting to come around. Now is the time to go back to performance, back to basics, train your team. And I'm going to say something that I didn't say on any other podcast, but it's been like burning inside of me. If you're hearing this, like what Stephen and I are saying, and you're saying like my team won't use scripts, you need to call us even more because you need to look in the mirror, because whose agency is it?
Well, they're my customers.
Okay, but what you're saying is your team won't use scripts. You pay them. That's disrespectful to you, the owner. You're not asking them to stand in a chicken suit with a sign that says buy insurance from us. You're asking to give them tools to better improve their customer experience to make their day better.
And if you are asking them to sit in a chicken soup with a sign, please send us photos.
But you have such a huge problem with your agency that is going to deteriorate and get worse.
Absolutely.
So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is when your team says they don't want tools to help them deal with upset customers, What customer service professional would not want tools to help them deal with upset customers?
Mm-hmm.
Not good ones. So now you're concerned that everybody's going to quit, everybody's going to leave because you're giving them a script. And I want you to stop and repeat out loud that you are saying that your staff would not want scripts to help them with upset customers, even if it's a $200 investment for you.
The team wants scripts. They're just afraid to ask for them. Let's just be honest. They want to know what to say. They're afraid to tell you they want it.
So I don't know. I just get like, if you're sitting there like, that's great, but it won't work on my agency. I want you to take a brief moment and realize the problem may rely on the fact that your agency culture is super broken.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a disrespectful thing if they say, I wouldn't use the scripts.
Absolutely.
Now, if they read them and they want to modify them, that's a different story.
Correct. It's a starting point.
I'm just saying this because Steve and I walk into a lot of agencies, and there's some agencies that are like, I'm so excited you're here. I can't wait to learn. And then there's ones that are like, and I'm like, one is going to get farther. It's your choice as an agency owner where you want to be. So
we need to give them the tools that they know that they need to be successful.
I agree. So guys, if you are interested, we have video training. We have process packs where you can buy these beautiful scripts that we're talking about today. We have live virtual training. You can buy a seat in live group training led by an instructor, all live, all accountability, 1 hour a week for 10 weeks on the topic. Then you can also have dinner and dancing with Stephen and I, where we come into your agency, take those culture issues and really modify them for you. So there is really no excuse at this point. If you've been following us, listening to us, and you haven't done something, now is your opportunity. We have every process. And then coming soon, we're going to have our emerging agency program, which is agencies under 10 people, where you will have a custom program to work on getting the structure of the agency that you need so that you're not going cray cray.
I love that.
I know, because you're working on it.
I am.
That's it. All right. We have another podcast talking about these scripts and upset customers. So we have one final one. Ooh, how do we handle it when we are maybe doing outsourcing and customers are frustrated? So maybe that's a service center, outsourcing, even utilizing virtual assistants, or I'm even going to throw in there, not just outsourcing. A client has to talk to somebody in another office, God forbid. You're not local.
You aren't within 1 mile of my home. How can I do business with you?
Exactly. So we'll catch up, Stephen and I, in the next training. We'll see you soon.